This is how this is gonna work.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're going to talk about movies that have incredible soundtracks.
I'm the gas
As we
man.
all
I
know,
start to
music
fill up.
can
You guys
influence our
run inside
mood
while
and
the pump is
emotions
pumping.
when we watch a
You're
film.
my new boss.
And these
I
are
guess
5
so.
films
How
with the
old are
best
you?
original
26
soundtracks
years old.
according to
How
us.
old are you?
I'm
Before we
51.
begin, don't
Wow,
forget to hit the
50 year olds in my
subscribe
dance,
button
so-
and notification
Weird.
bell
Yeah.
so you won't miss our latest videos.
That's probably why they keep shoving it
If
down
you
my
have a
throat.
favorite film with an amazing soundtrack, feel free to share it in the comment section. Without further ado, let's dive into our list of films with the best original soundtracks according to us.
Are you going to the Sports America offices?
Number 1.
Are you saying I'm fired?
The Trapeze Swinger is a song by the American folk rock band Iron and Wine, led by singer-songwriter Sam Beam. The song was originally recorded for the 2004 film In Good Company, but was later released on the 2009 compilation album Around the Well.
Saying I'm fired?
The Trapeze Swinger is known for its poetic lyrics, which explore themes of memory, loss, and the passage of time. The song features a slow, atmospheric melody, with Beam's hushed vocals accompanied by delicate acoustic guitar and sparse instrumentation. The song has been praised for its haunting beauty and emotional resonance, with many fans and critics considering it to be one of Iron and Wine's best works. It has also been covered by other artists, including Glenn Hansard and the Paper Kites. In terms of the song's meaning, Beam has stated in interviews that the lyrics are deliberately ambiguous, and that he prefers to let listeners interpret them in their own way.
No, I'm starting.
However, many have speculated that the song is about the fleeting nature of life and the importance of cherishing the moments we have. Some have also suggested that the song is about a failed relationship or the loss of a loved one. Ultimately, the beauty of the Trapeze Swinger lies in its ability to evoke a wide range of emotions and interpretations for different listeners.
I'm 50.
The choice to use Trapeze Swinger in the film was made by the movie's music supervisor, Linda Cohen. She was looking for a song that captured the melancholic and reflective mood of the movie's protagonist, and stumbled upon Trapeze Swinger while listening to Iron and Wine's album Our Endless Numbered Days. The song's introspective lyrics and sparse, haunting instrumentation immediately struck a chord with her, and she felt it would be a perfect fit for the film. Sam Beam was initially hesitant about licensing the song for a film, as he was wary of the potential for his music to be used in ways that didn't align with his artistic vision. However, after reading the script and watching a rough cut of the film, he felt that In Good Company was a rare example of a movie that was both emotionally resonant and commercially viable. He agreed to license the song, and it became a key part of the film's soundtrack. The use of Trapeze Swinger in Good Company helped to raise Iron and Wine's profile significantly. The song received widespread critical acclaim and became one of the band's most popular tracks. It also helped to cement Sam Beam's reputation as a gifted songwriter and musician, and he went on to release several more critically acclaimed albums over the next decade. In conclusion, the use of Trapeze Swinger in Good Company was a serendipitous and mutually beneficial collaboration between the film's music supervisor and the band Iron and Wine. The song's poignant lyrics and haunting melody perfectly captured the mood of the film and helped to propel Iron and Wine to greater mainstream success.
Number 2.
I take the credit card to the guy behind the counter and hold our spot in line.
Paper Towns is an
This is how
American
this is gonna
mystery
work.
drama
I'm the
film
gas man.
released in
I start to fill up.
2015.
You guys run inside while the pump is
Directed by
pumping.
Jake Schreier and produced by Temple Hill Entertainment, the film stars Nat Wolff, Cara Delevingne, Austin Abrams, Halston Sage, Jazz Sinclair, and Justice Smith. The story follows Quentin Q. Jacobson, Nat Wolff, a teenage boy who falls in love with his neighbor, Margot Roth Spiegelman, Cara Delevingne. One night, Margot asks Q for help in seeking revenge against her friends and ex-boyfriend who have betrayed her. After that night, Margot suddenly disappears and leaves intentionally placed clues for Q. Q and his friends embark on a journey to find Margot by following the clues she left behind. Along the way, they discover several clues that reveal that Margot has a double life and travels to Paper Towns, fictional towns that appear on maps but do not actually exist. They finally find Margot and realize that she did not want to be found. On their way back home, Q realizes that he had idolized and loved the idea of Margot in his head rather than the real Margot. He realizes that he needs to learn to love his own life and the people around him, rather than searching for someone who cannot be found. As the story progresses, Q and his friends learn more about themselves and their relationships with one another. They come to understand that life is not about finding something or someone that may not exist, but rather it is about embracing the present and the people who are already a part of their lives. The song Re, Stacks by Bon Iver is also included in the soundtrack of the film Paper Towns. The song plays during a scene when Quentin and his friends are traveling to search for Margot in the rural areas of Florida. Bon Iver's music is often described as indie folk with poetic lyrics and emotional vocals. Re, Stacks is a calming song with introspective lyrics that fits well with the scene in Paper Towns. The song's haunting melody and reflective lyrics create a sense of introspection and contemplation, which mirrors the emotional journey of the film's protagonist, Quentin. The sparse instrumentation and ethereal vocals also contribute to the dreamlike quality of the scene, as the characters venture deeper into the unknown landscape in search of Margot. Furthermore, the song's title Re, Stacks refers to the process of restacking vinyl records, a ritualistic act that reflects the film's themes of self-discovery and the search for identity. The lyrics, which include lines like "This is not the sound of a new man" or "Crispy realization" and "Everything that happens is from now on," speak to the idea of leaving the past behind and embracing new beginnings. Overall, Re, Stacks by Bon Iver helps to create a mood of introspection, contemplation, and hope in Paper Towns, and its inclusion in the film's soundtrack contributes to the overall emotional resonance of the story.
Number 3.
Experience with that?
Miss Misery is a song written and performed by the late American singer-songwriter Elliott Smith. The song was included in the original soundtrack of the movie Good Will Hunting, which was released in 1997. The film's director, Gus Van Sant, had a long-standing relationship with Smith and had previously used his music in several of his films. Smith was approached to contribute to the soundtrack, and he eventually recorded Miss Misery specifically for the movie. The song's melancholic lyrics and gentle acoustic guitar melodies perfectly capture the emotional depth and uncertainty of the movie's protagonist, Will Hunting, played by Matt Damon. In the film, Will is a young and brilliant mathematician struggling to find his place in the world, haunted by his traumatic past and struggling with his own self-doubt. Miss Misery serves as a poignant backdrop to some of the film's most poignant and introspective moments, adding to the emotional impact of the story. Miss Misery became one of Elliott Smith's most well-known songs and was recognized with several accolades, including a nomination for Best Original Song at the 1998 Academy Awards. In addition to its inclusion in Good Will Hunting, the song has been featured in numerous other films and TV shows over the years, cementing its place in popular culture.
Sean, if the professor calls about that job, just tell him, sorry. I had to go see about a girl. Will.
The inclusion of Elliott Smith's Miss Misery in the Good Will Hunting soundtrack was a bit of a happy accident. According to Gus Van Sant, the film's director, he was already a fan of Smith's music and had been listening to his album either slash or a lot during the production of the film. One day, Van Sant played some of Smith's songs for Matt Damon, who was impressed and suggested that they reach out to him to see if he'd be interested in contributing a song to the film. Van Sant agreed and contacted Smith, who was initially hesitant to get involved. However, after Van Sant explained the context of the film and how the song would be used, Smith agreed to write and record Miss Misery for the soundtrack. As for any scandals behind the scenes, there doesn't seem to be any major controversies associated with the inclusion of Miss Misery in the film. The song was a critical and commercial success, and helped to further elevate Elliott Smith's profile in the music industry. Following the Academy Award nomination for Miss Misery, Smith continued to release music and tour extensively. He released 2 more albums, Figure 8 and From a Basement on the Hill, before his untimely death in 2003. While the success of Miss Misery undoubtedly raised Smith's profile and introduced his music to a wider audience, he remained committed to his introspective and often challenging style of songwriting throughout his career. Despite his brief time in the spotlight, Elliott Smith's influence on indie rock and folk music is still felt today.
Number 4.
He hasn't seen the light since. We beseech you, O Lord, to guide
The
his...
film is set in a small town in Costa Rica, where Bruno and his daughter find themselves after leaving the United States. Bruno is a former writer who has not been able to work since his wife's death, and his daughter is struggling to cope with the loss of her mother and the upheaval of their lives. As Bruno adjusts to his new surroundings, he meets Jimmy, a local man who runs a small convenience store. Jimmy is a quirky character who is always eager to help others, and he becomes a good friend and confidant to Bruno. Jimmy introduces Bruno to the local community and helps him navigate the cultural differences between Costa Rica and the United States. Bruno also begins a romantic relationship with Anna, a local woman who works at a coffee shop. Anna is a single mother who has her own struggles, but she and Bruno connect over their shared experiences of loss and grief. Throughout the film, Bruno struggles to come to terms with his wife's death and his own feelings of guilt and regret. He also struggles to connect with his daughter, who is distant and angry with him for uprooting their lives. However, as the story unfolds, Bruno begins to learn more about himself and his relationship with his daughter, while also finding new hope and love in unexpected places. Overall, Elsewhere is a moving and thoughtful exploration of grief, love, and the human experience, set against the backdrop of a beautiful and unfamiliar culture. Second Chances by Gregory Alan Isakov is played during a scene in Elsewhere where Bruno and Marie are driving in a car together through the Costa Rican countryside. The scene captures the beauty and tranquility of the landscape, and the song's haunting and introspective lyrics perfectly complement the mood of the moment. As the song plays, the camera lingers on the stunning natural scenery, with lush green mountains and winding roads stretching out before the characters. The song's wistful, melancholic melody and Isakov's plaintive vocals create a sense of longing and introspection that seems to echo Bruno's own feelings of displacement and search for identity. The lyrics of Second Chances speak to the idea of redemption and the possibility of starting over, which is a theme that runs throughout the film. The song's reflective tone and introspective lyrics add to the mood of the film and help to underscore the emotional journey that the characters are going through. Overall, Second Chances is a perfect fit for this scene, and it helps to create a sense of atmosphere and emotional depth that adds to the film's overall impact. The impact of using second chances in the film is significant for both Gregory Alan Isakov and the filmmakers. For Isakov, having his song featured in a film can bring him new exposure and introduce his music to a wider audience. It also helps to establish him as an artist with a unique voice and vision, which can lead to more opportunities in the future. For the filmmakers, using a well-known and respected artist like Gregory Alan Isakov adds credibility and depth to their work. The use of the song helps to establish a mood and atmosphere that complements the visuals and enhances the emotional impact of the film. It also helps to create a memorable moment that audiences are likely to remember long after they have left the theater. Overall, the use of second chances in Elsewhere is a testament to the power of music in film, and how it can be used to enhance storytelling, create mood and atmosphere, and add emotional depth to the characters and their journey.
What I did was...
Number 5.
Human Touch.
5 Feet Apart.
We made that touch from the
It is an American drama film released in 2019, directed by Justin Baldoni and starring Haley Lou Richardson and Cole Sprouse. 5 Feet Apart tells the story of two teenagers who suffer from cystic fibrosis, a chronic lung disease that requires them to maintain a minimum distance of 5 feet, about 1.5 meters, from each other to avoid cross-infection of bacteria. Despite having to live with this rule, Stella and will still try to build a relationship and pursue their dreams. The film received positive responses from audiences and film critics, especially for its accurate and sensitive portrayal of cystic fibrosis. 5 Feet Apart is a captivating movie for several reasons. Firstly, it tackles a poignant and timely topic: cystic fibrosis, CF, a chronic genetic disease that affects the lungs and digestive system. The movie provides a glimpse into the lives of people with CF, their struggles, and the challenges they face on a daily basis. Secondly, the movie features a unique love story between the two main characters, Stella and Will, who both have CF. Despite their attraction to each other, they must remain at least 6 feet apart at all times to avoid cross-infection. This presents a heartbreaking obstacle to their relationship and creates a sense of tension and longing throughout the film. Thirdly, the performances of the lead actors, Haley Lou Richardson and Cole Sprouse, are exceptional. They bring depth and authenticity to their roles, making the audience care deeply about their characters and their story. State Lines by Novo Amor is featured in the film 5 Feet Apart during a pivotal montage scene where the two main characters, Stella and Will, grow closer to each other. The scene takes place in the hospital where they are both receiving treatment for cystic fibrosis, a disease that requires them to stay at least 6 feet apart from one another to prevent cross-infection. The montage begins with Stella and Will sitting in chairs, facing each other, but separated by a table. As the song begins to play, the camera cuts between different shots of the two characters interacting with each other, sharing personal moments and getting to know each other better. The lyrics of State Lines perfectly capture the growing intimacy between Stella and Will, with lines like "In the stillness, I hear you speak my name" and "You've shown me a love I've never known before," underscoring the emotional connection that is developing between them. As the montage continues, the song's haunting, melancholic sound builds to a powerful crescendo, heightening the emotional impact of the scene. Finally, the scene ends with Stella and Will sharing a tender moment, with the song fading out in the background. Throughout the rest of the film, State Lines continues to play a prominent role in establishing the emotional atmosphere. Its introspective sound and poignant lyrics help to create a sense of intimacy and vulnerability between the characters, drawing the audience even deeper into the story's emotional landscape. With that in mind, the inclusion of State Lines in the film still had a significant impact for both the movie and Novo Amor's career. The haunting melody and poignant lyrics of the song fit perfectly with the film's themes of love and loss, creating a powerful emotional moment that resonated with audiences. Furthermore, the exposure that Novo Amor received from having his song featured in a major Hollywood film helped to increase his profile and reach a wider audience. The success of the film and the popularity of the song led to increased streaming numbers, album sales, and concert ticket sales for Novo Amor, helping to cement his status as an up-and-coming artist in the indie folk genre. In conclusion, the use of State Lines in 5 Feet Apart had a significant impact on the movie and on Novo Amor's career, helping to create a powerful emotional connection with audiences and introducing his music to a wider audience.
What you said to me the other day about my painting.
Thanks for watching our top picks for music, movies, and more. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. We love sharing our favorite picks with you, and we hope you discovered something new to enjoy. Let us know in the comments what your top picks are, and we'll see you in the next video.
Son of a bitch. He stole my line.